Hi, my name is Sonia Crystal Williams, co-founder at Go Getter Marketing Group and SoniaCrystal.com, and I'd like to welcome you to today's tutorial. So today's discussion and topic is going to be on launching Facebook, Google, whatever social network or pay-per-click ad campaign you intend on running. And specifically what we want to talk about is the importance of ad campaign structure. How do you properly set up and configure your ad campaigns? And I want to give you an overview. Let me start by saying, when it comes to ad campaign structure, this is probably for novice and beginner advertisers one of the most easily overlooked areas that people will really kind of pass by. And that's because people think about just getting ahead to creating the ad. But every step of the process is important, which is why I want to spend a little time emphasizing the way you configure your ad campaigns has a huge impact on how much you end up spending on your ad campaign. It can have an impact on a higher or lower cost per click. It could have an impact on the relevancy of your ad. So those are some important things to think about. For most people, the main objective in their ad campaigns is to get the cost down, to get a lower cost per click, and to get more people who are truly relevant and interested in your product or service over to your website. We don't want to spend money or waste money on irrelevant clicks. We don't want to waste money on overspending and letting some of these networks like Facebook and Google Ads take our money, because if you're not careful, I hate to tell you, but that will happen. All right. So let's talk about ad campaign structure and really some ideas and best ways on how to do it. All right. So we're going to start out here, and I'm going to start out actually by using the example of Facebook ads for today's tutorial. But I also want to tell you, as I'm walking this through with Facebook, the general structure that I'm going to share with you applies across the board, no matter where you're running your ad campaign. This includes other social networks like Twitter, Snapchat, it could include Instagram advertising. They're all quite similar in their approach. LinkedIn advertising, Pinterest advertising. All of them honestly have kind of taken really a play from Facebook's book on advertising and how you set things up. And they all kind of follow suit with how Facebook advertises and how you set up ad campaigns. I'd also like to add, Google Ads is slightly different, but generally speaking, when it comes to structuring your ad campaigns, it is also quite similar. So what I'm sharing with you today can really apply, and you could take this knowledge and apply it in other places. All right, so let's use Facebook as an example, okay? What I'm going to map out for you first is what's the structure of a campaign. So number one, hopefully by now you've been in Facebook and you've at least created an ads account. And if you haven't, pause this video right now, go to Facebook and set that up for yourself. You can set it up under your personal profile if you're running your own business. If you are on a team and part of a larger organization, I would recommend you do it under Facebook Business Manager. Get an account created. When you get into that account, once it's created, and you might be able to just go to facebook.com/ it used to be Ads Manager. That link may have changed by now, but try doing a Google search for Facebook Ads Manager and you'll get to the right place if you need to set it up. Once you're in there, over the past year and a half, Facebook has kind of changed and revamped the way Ads Manager looks. When you go into Ads Manager, you're going to see a few key areas. You're going to see a tab labeled Campaigns. You're also going to see a tab labeled Ad Sets. And then you're also going to see a tab labeled Ads. So your structure at the top will look something like this: Campaigns, Ad Sets, Ads, and there will be these tabs across the top, and you can click into any of those tabs, especially for some of you that might already be running ads and you have active campaigns going, you can click into any of those tabs. Now, let's break down the importance of why you need to understand structure and what those tabs really mean, okay? When you're setting up an ad campaign, the first thing you need to do is think about the campaign from the campaign level, okay? So when we think about the campaign at the campaign level, when you go in to set up a Facebook ad, one of the first things it'll do is ask you, what's your objective? All right. So when you are setting up a campaign, you need to think about, is my goal on Facebook today to get more people to like my company page? Or is it to get more people to go back to my website to click on things? Or is it to get people to watch a video? Or is it to get people just to generate brand awareness to know more about my ads? So you really need to think about what your objective is. In this case, I'm going to use the objective that honestly at least 60 to 75% of my customers go for, which is traffic. Most people want to get traffic to their website because they want conversions, which simply means I want people to sign up for something. I want people to buy something. I want people to register for something. I want people to engage in my site in some type of way, shape, or form so that they become a lead. Okay? So conversions is really important. All right? But you need to identify that objective at the campaign level. The next thing you need to do, and I'm going to draw this out now, but we're going to get more into the details in just a minute, is you need to break the campaign up by ad sets. Okay? Now, what'll happen when you go in to create your campaign, you only create one ad set at a time. So it's not going to ask you, do you want to create multiple ad sets at once? Hidden secret number one, you need to know that you have the ability to create more than one ad set. Now, why would I do that? Why would I have more than one ad set in a campaign? Well, let's use a quick example. Let's say that I run a dog daycare business, okay? Real simple business, okay? And for this business, the dog daycare that I have, again, I want to get people to my website. And why do I want to get them to my website? Well, I don't want them there just looking. I want them to actually book daycare service for their dog to come into my business, right? So my goal is going to be to get traffic, and the conversion I want is for them to book service. When I go to create ad sets, there's going to be different ways that I target the people that I'm interested in clicking on my ad. Okay, so first let's identify a common mistake. The most common mistake I see when I'm consulting with clients and reviewing their ad campaigns is that they throw all the ways that they want to target people to come to their dog daycare, aka your business, and they throw them all under one single ad set. So, for example, let's think about who would want to do business with a dog daycare, right? So you have people who like to travel. You have people who are parents. You have people who are into just dogs in general. You have people who are dog owners and dog lovers. And then thrown into that same bucket, what I'll see a lot of business owners make this mistake is they'll say, oh, well, I want people who are college educated, and I want people who also like dog movies, and I want people who also live in this zip code, and I want people who recently moved, and they'll throw them all under one large ad set. Okay, and the challenge in that is you end up spending a lot of money because you haven't separated those groups out. So the idea behind creating multiple ad sets is to separate them by theme, okay? Think about who you want to target and then break them up into different groups. And based on you breaking them up into different groups, that is going to determine what ad sets you create. So you might have some campaigns where you just decide to do one ad set. That's totally okay. But you also might have campaigns created where you might have more than one ad set. And all it's doing is saying, I want to get traffic to my website. I just need to break up who I'm targeting. All right. So let's just say our first ad set, let's just kind of come up with a theme here. Let's just say these are people who are parents. And if I come up with other themes around that, then everything needs to center around really lifestyle or parents or things related to parents. And the advantage in Facebook is there's a little button you can click when you're setting up your detailed targeting. Right below it, it says narrow your audience. So I could do parents plus, and basically create a condition and say they must like dogs or have an interest in dogs. Okay? And that allows me to target a more accurate audience, parents plus dogs, dog lovers, or things that people do, maybe people who are into pet related items, people who like PetSmart, anything along those lines helps me narrow that audience a little bit more. And when I go to actually set up an ad, I need to tailor my ad to speak to those parents who like dogs or who go to PetSmart. And I should be talking about that and even saying that in the ad because it will resonate with them because it just goes back to who I am targeting. All right. So that's ideally how we want to approach this. Okay. Now, that's ad set one. That's one theme we might think about. Okay. The second theme we might think about that could be totally different would be we move away from parents. And maybe in this case, we're going to target young adults. So in this case, maybe I start thinking about colleges in the area, people who might be alumni of certain schools, people who watch teams. So I live in Georgia. So let's just say I target UGA, Georgia Tech, okay? But I also need to make sure, because I don't want to just target people in school, I want to target qualified college kids, but qualified adults who can make decisions, who have dogs that they need to put in daycare because maybe they're working or traveling or whatever the case is. All right. And in this case, I'm going to also target by age. So I'm going to do ages, let's just say 25 to 45 or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to be a little more specific. Okay. But the difference here is in one group, I'm targeting parents. In another group, I'm targeting people who went to certain schools, and I could still add in those conditions. These are college grads who like PetSmart, who like dogs, and whatever else I want to specify there. Okay? And same thing, when I run my ad, I could say 10% off special for UGA grads only. It's graduation week. Enjoy, And so I'm getting more specific in what I say in the ad. And that's more likely, again, to get people interested in your offer. And there we go, right back to conversions, because that's where we want to end up. Okay? So let me give you a quick recap, all right? And we'll draw this out more simply on another board, all right? So remember our recap. We're launching an ad campaign, all right? Campaign level is at the very top. That needs to align with our objective when we run the ad. We can choose to have different ad sets. The ad sets need to be broken down by theme, okay? The theme should be different, so make sure we're doing that. And then finally, under each ad set, my recommendation is to consider, you don't have to do this either, but consider at least running 2 ads per ad set, because these ads can have different variations in terms of the images you select if you're running an ad through social media. If you're running an ad somewhere like Google Ads, you can have just different text, okay? If it's like Google search. So we need to be testing, always be testing, marketing tip of the day, okay? We should always be testing variations, and having multiple ads lets us do that. Also having multiple ad sets lets us do that because it lets us know, was the college grad group more responsive than the parent group? Which one works better? And then that helps you start to get your costs down because you'll easily start to see which ads are performing better, and you can turn off the ones that aren't doing as well. Okay, so that's the importance of campaign structure. For more tips like this, check us out. Follow us on social media at Go Getter Group or Sonia Crystal, and you can visit us on both websites, gogettergroup.com or soniacrystal.com. Sonia Crystal's revolved around training. Go Getter Group is all of our services as a marketing agency. Hope this was a helpful tip. Thanks so much. See you next time.